what on earth are you doing?
Today is beans and peas day, and I've done some research, and this is the best way of growing your beans. This is, dig out a trench, about a spit and a half deep, and then chuck just a load of old rubbish in the bottom. Cardboard first, okay, wet it down. This is all about moisture retention, trying to get as much moisture in the bottom of this trench as possible. The beans love it. And then on top of that, some old newspaper, just sort of shredded and soaked. Nearly done there. Because I've been looking on the internet and reading a couple of books, and apparently this is the absolute ninja way of doing it. And let me just, hang on, there it is. I've just got to check exactly what goes in next. Okay, cardboard, wet paper, then some old grass clippings. I'm just going to throw that in. I've got some grass clippings from a job I was doing, and then old compost as well. So if you've got old compost in pots around the garden or whatever, that's, you know, a bit old and a bit tired, then just chuck that in as well. It's all good stuff. Spread it around a bit. And then some grass clippings as well. And that'll rot down. That's giving a really good layer for the beans to get their roots into. That flipping squeaky barrow is driving me mad. You need some oil for your barrow, Albino.
Yeah, because I've been there, don't do much work.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't do much work.
Lazy. This.
Well, you can't blame the barrow. It's the barrow wrangler.
Yeah.
Get that barrow working. The more it works, the less it'll squeak. Anyway, listen, I've got to get on with my beans.
Yeah, you do.
Try and keep the volume down on that flipping barrow, will you? Next thing to do is give it a bit of a feed. So I'm using some of this, just fish blood and bone, just a general feed. So I'm going to put a few handfuls of that. I'm quite liberal with it. Just sprinkle it on top of the grass there. And also onto the soil that I'm backfilling with as well, so it just gets nicely mixed up just generally into all the soil. Next thing to do is to backfill the trench with this soil. So the next thing is to get the structure in. Everyone seems to do it differently around here, really. I think the main thing is just to do it as wide as the pit that you've dug. So there, and then there, and then tie them together at the top. And there are no special knots, I don't think, in this. It is, isn't it? It really is. Well, we were up here pretty much, well, it must have been 5 or 6 hours yesterday with Kath and the kids. And Kath weeded over all those diamond and triangular beds, I mean, meticulously. You know, I think she finds it quite therapeutic. Right, now for the beans, and I'm going to put one variety on one half and another variety on the other half. And I'm going to use white beans, these sort of haricot beans. They look delicious. And then these are Cobra. These are a climbing French bean, and they're meant to you're meant to get so many beans off them. They're quite prolific, so I'm going to go for those. Right, so I'm going to pop them in, and I'm going to put 2 against each cane. And the reason for that is so that I'm using the black ones on this side, Cobra on this side, so there's one gone in there, and then one pretty much next to it, just on the side, so that the weaker one I take out, so I'm just left with a nice strong one. And I'm planting them also, and this is a really good tip that I read, on the inside of the canes. Because if you plant them on the outside of the canes, yeah, you've got to sort of straggle them over a little bit, but also for hoeing, here I can get the hoe and I can just hoe all the way through here, and I can't get onto the inside because the bamboo's stopping me. So it's actually a physical barrier. It's a brilliant way for me to learn. That's what I love about it, because I'm not often been a person of sort of formal education, sit down and study the books and work out how to do it. But by doing this, I'll never forget any of this. you know, the potatoes, you know, I've got 7 different varieties. I know which are the earlies and the lates, the beans, you know, how to plant beans, how to grow them. And then when I've been through the process of actually harvesting them, I'll know all about beans and peas and artichokes and salads and onions and shallots. And, you know, suddenly your whole range expands. It's really exciting, it's great.